Hello everyone, this is SinisterHeart playing the Lilypad Branch ARG version of Minecraft. Now, this is a mod that has been created based off of the ARG of the same name. If you haven't seen the video over on my main channel, on just straight SinisterHeart, there should be a video uploaded today, along with this video that shows, it kind of runs through the ARG, and this video is intended to give you an actual look into the game itself. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is looking at the actual mod to see, some of the mysteries that are still lingering from the ARG, to see if we can't solve any within the actual game, such as certain blocks, functionality, anything like that we can just answer. Now, with this version though, it does require that you have an access key. Fortunately, it is fairly easy to get an access key, and you will just get popped straight in. Now, we have a couple of options. We have multiplayer to connect to a server, however, we're going to be running with single player for right now. So let's load into a new world and see specifically what it is that we are looking at here. All right, so already fairly similar to what we've seen within the series so far. Yep, if we hit shift, we are able to shift over. QA build, SinisterHeart is down at the bottom. You'll see the glowing yellow bar there that indicates our hunger, though eating doesn't appear to actually do much. We have no sprint ability. Shift simply shifts us forward, I should say. Now we have the floating objects in the sky. I'm still not sure what they are called. We also have in the top right hand corner over here, the individual chunk names. So I say we just go ahead and start mining. We go ahead and start playing a little bit and see what oddities we can come across. And then sometime later, we'll be joining an actual server to see what all is going on there. Giant of high, oh, there he is, over there. We don't really have a whole lot going on, so maybe we just we ignore him for right now until we can get ourselves a little better equipped to challenge a giant like that. Now, along with this, we also have some additional blocks within the game that we've not yet really seen before. So let's just continue on, see what all we can find, what we can mine. I mean, these stone textures already look slightly different, a little more blue all around than the standard just monochrome stone that we are typically used to seeing within standard versions of Minecraft. Obviously, we're using a lot of older textures as well, because this is a very, very early version of Minecraft from all the way back in 2010, so all the features that you're accustomed to aren't going to be present in this iteration. Features such as a standard hunger bar, sprinting, those aren't available, so instead this mod adds in shifting forward, such as this. And then whatever these blocks are, which I'm not really sure what these are supposed to be. We also have these objects floating in the sky as well. Some strange object as well that I know for a fact you can place inside lily pads, but the exact extent to that I am entirely unsure. I'm really not too familiar with these early versions. When I started playing Minecraft, it was 1.0 was the first iteration I'd ever played. Right before I believe the end maybe got added, possibly. It was a very early version, only back in 2010, 2011. So any version prior to that is something that I'm not overly accustomed to or familiar with. Now this bar counting down, there seems to be no real way to fill it up. Even eating doesn't really do much because it automatically will refill. So it becomes like a struggle of staying ahead of that bar, making sure you always have some food available. Otherwise, it's going to keep knocking your health down bit after bit. All right, so we have some additional cobblestone we can use to continue to set up this house. Oh, and we have a spider wanting to be our friend. What he doesn't know is that I have arachnophobia and I don't like spiders. Being assaulted by this strange-looking zombie. Not the best time. Not the best time. Oh, man. Fuck. Now, the ARG mentions that a lot of this mod, or at least this supposed build of Minecraft, is based a lot around the features that were supposed to be implemented within RubyDung, the precursor to Minecraft. A lot of the source code, even some of these textures, were pulled from. And the ARG heavily hints to a lot of this game just basically being RubyDung, or, well, it says RD. I think most people assume that it's supposed to be RubyDung, but I guess that is also up for debate. But it seems that's the direction it's supposed to be going in. So it appears as though a lot of these features that we are seeing I don't exactly know the exact amount, but are supposed to be pulled from Ruby Dung, implemented within this experimental branch of Minecraft that we are currently seeing on screen. Oh, that is a very dramatic explosion being used. Now, supposedly in this version as well, some of the oddities seen within the series, such as possibly shadow players, certain structures, are also possible to appear in the world as well, though I don't exactly know to the degree to which they appear. I'm really wondering what these white pillars are supposed to represent. I mean, they have a somewhat similar texture to a glass block almost, just filled in more or less. I don't quite know what they are, and there's no indication within the game because we don't have any IDs or names for any of these blocks, which does make things a little bit difficult to identify. And I'm probably gonna die here fairly soon just from, once again, that hunger bar sapping away at my health. Isn't a thing in this version. So milestone 1. Okay, so I died and I just saw milestone 1. So it seems to indicate that we have to hit some sort of milestone. Hey guys, Future Sinister here. So milestones represent the amount of days you've survived in survival mode. Once you reach day 10, essentially you unlock a safe. Now, when you unlock this safe, you have a series of codes you can use. There are files within the lily pad file itself. Opening those up gives you different images, text files, behind the scenes stuff for the actual mod and for the series. So surviving to day 10, if you want to see that extra content, is worth it, as well as just overall playing the mod itself. So that's what the milestone marker means. Getting iron at some point, stuff like that would count as milestones. I do quite like that they chose 1.0.16 as the iteration to choose for this, supposed fictional version of development branch, simply because of the fact that that is the same version that the first Herobrine screenshot is created in. 1.0.16_2 was the first appearance of the Herobrine mythos. Let's place one right here. Let's take the and what does this do? Huh. I'm not really entirely sure what the purpose of these lily pads are. What are they designed to do specifically? I've seen in videos that it catches certain mobs on fire. Maybe it also has some sort of warding capability to keep certain mobs away. But outside of that, I'm entirely unsure. I just realized after putting on an iron helmet, 2 S's appeared down at the bottom of the screen right here, along with your typical armor bar. I'm not quite sure what the S stands for, what it's supposed to be indicating, because I don't feel like anything has really changed outside of just placing on an iron helmet. But so while idly just kind of clicking around on my keyboard, I discovered that V actually opens up an item and block list. So we see a lot of the items that we've seen within the series, such as, let's grab ourselves some diamond blocks. We can do the diamond slab, possibly. I'm not quite sure what this is. Let's grab ourselves, items. Diamond pickaxe, for instance. Drop that into a world somewhere. There it is. Just give us some diamonds here. I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be. Oh, it unleashes water. That's interesting. Button looks like some sort of... I'm still not quite sure what this is. There are 2 different blocks here, too. There we go. 2 different versions. I'm not entirely sure why, if these are 2 entirely separate blocks, or... Yeah, that's what I figured. So, in the video, I hypothesized that these were simply redstone alternates, that they're going to function like redstone, but they're just green instead. That one had a glowing texture. This seems to just kind of, it does not have the glowing texture at all. Wow. Got a very, very bright. Oh my god. Oh, that just shows you straight through the world. That's strange. Huh. And some more solid ones, I believe. Yeah. I'm not sure how these are categorized either. But seeing through the world is certainly an interesting, I guess, feature for this block. I don't know if it's a feature or a bug or what. But, It's quite peculiar being able to look down and see all the veining mines running through this version of Minecraft. This additional kind of stylized wood block you can use for decorative purposes, I believe. So I used many times just simply for decoration within that version. And then the video series. Yes, redstone torches. This is like a... What is this? This is supposed to be like farmland? But... I don't know what this is, but... It behaves like grass, but very clearly isn't grass, so that's kind of strange. Mojang blocks, seen within different screenshots and seen within the main video series. Popping up routinely, both in the sky and just in the world generation. You may recognize this block seen within, I believe, the discovered video indicating certain structures being built. What is that noise? And then some different lily pad types. The base ones we have over here. We have the additional, I think these are created through, again, adding certain objects to the actual lily pads themselves. Certain objects. Not sure what. I know the strand, I believe, possibly gold. And then one other object I don't recall quite offhand from the videos. And then here we have, I believe, more obsidian style armor. Well, I'm quite interesting considering the fact that, so it makes me wonder, how exactly do we achieve this? Do we go in here and we simply smelt it down using coal, for instance? Toss coal in. Yep, it starts to smelt down, I think, into obsidian ingots, in which you can use to create different armor stylings. What is this? Some sort of sword. Wonder how you get this. We also have the presence of other music discs not present in the base game. Lemuria. Huh. Interesting. And we have a second one, Hidden Den. And then it abruptly stops. So I'm just noticing that, the audio is kind of fucked up. But, my torches down here are missing. They're gone. I had several down here, and now there are only 2 left. I'll play that sound. So I'm wondering if... do torches run on a timer? Do they eventually run out? If so, we should see some of them up top possibly have run out. But yeah, all but 2 of my torches are gone, which seems to indicate, yes, there's a timer on the torches, which would lead them to run out. But if that were the case, I put these torches all up prior to any of the ones down in the cave down here. Which really makes me wonder where they went specifically. I'm gonna be completely honest. This version of the game does put me on edge. I can't quite put my finger on it, but the ambiance this version has, mixed with the ARG, just does give me a weird sense of anxiety about anything. These are like the giants from the original base game that ultimately got cut. Oh, I fell. Kill him. Oh, he drops a sword. So if you kill a giant, you get dropped a different sword. One we see here. What exactly the sword does, uncertain. Oh, a spider jump. Wow, look at that. Ouch. I'd love to sit down and have a more complete playthrough of this version, but I simply don't really have the time to do that at the moment, so we'll have to settle with this more brief video, kind of just outlining the overall features of this version. All these lily pads, again, going through the item inventory. Now, with this version of the game, you have a couple of files here that relate specifically to the ARG itself. Now, the files include ph1.rar. The file comment is, this is RD. I swear to God, this is RD. This version code is different, but this is what we knew as RD. This is where we took the features from to implement into 16.05. What does it say 04 though? What the hell is this? Including stdout.txt, which is a link to the video question mark, which is already featured within the main ARG Analysis video over in SinisterHeart. The second one is ph2.rar, which is forward_0.text. You can't tell me none of you have noticed it. The weird buildings people have been posting on the internet. There are not many of these posts, but they all seem consistent. On top of that, we may have a record of the very thing happening in our own branch, if we can even call it that. Is 0 behind this too? What the hell? So indicating that it's possible 0 is behind, which if you've watched the ARG video with the lead developer behind this experimental lily-pad branch, 0 is behind modifying other versions of the game as well after this branch was shut down back in 2010, early 2011. But however, instead of calling it quits, it seems that 0 might be covertly modifying other versions of the game and messing with people's versions of Minecraft, such as in a Pocket Edition of Minecraft, an alpha version containing elements of the ARG here, the lily-pad branch, within their game. Only that one labeled as 1.0.16.04 instead of 0.05, which again brings a lot more questions. The comments say, yes, this is what we know to be RD, Ruby Dung, and the game we based the lily-pad branch off of. But the fact it's called 04 seems to indicate there is a version prior to the one that this team began working on. Whether it's a version prior or an entirely new version is unclear, but the Pocket Edition definitely points towards the fact that this iteration of Minecraft is still in development, that 0 has to have something behind it, is very clearly still working on it. The reasons, though, are up in the air. Why is the continued building of this version a big deal? Is it simply that 0 is doing this behind everyone's back without Moang's knowledge? Or is something deeper going on here? Or something deeper going on with 0 hacking into people's worlds, into their clients, being an invasive player, a shadow player, spying in on people? What's the overall goal here? Why is 0 doing this? We also have 39_0txt, which shows Minecraft Alpha 1.0.16 versions. Thank you to everyone involved, including playtesters from lead developer. Whoops. We also have this playing on as well. And it's just a silent place. That was listed. Again, this is a full wiki over on this version called AlphaVer Wiki. This shows you a lot of the stuff that I'm not able to quite show you in this video simply because I don't have the time to do so. So hopping over here will give you a good idea of what all is in this version, as well as the ability to download it yourself and play it. You will need multi-MC in order to do so. But setting up isn't too terribly difficult. When you download it, it's going to be listed as a zip file. It's as simple as maybe going online and putting it into a zip to jar converter, or changing your extension to .jar instead to have a jar file, and then going into version and just hitting your Minecraft version and hitting replace Minecraft.jar, and then going forward with that. I can't right now because I still have the game loaded, but eventually that's how you do it in order to load the game there. Now, instead of that though, you have some other options available. Code. You have a randomly generated code that creates your watermark, such as SinisterHeart. You'll have, if I can get the file pulled back up, Frail difficulty, which we explored, a new difficulty in which there's no hunger bar, but if you die, if you receive any damage at all. So you have to play through with no damage at all. Otherwise, you respawn. Milestones, again, making it to basically day 10 without dying. We'll display a code for the safe block in the top left corner. Safe block ID 120, props and input on interaction. Again, these are just files they can find within the game files themselves. They don't really reveal a whole lot other than stuff found on the Discord, stuff found on, and just kind of small stuff I'm guessing from the developers themselves. It's kind of tossed in as like a haha, breaking the fourth wall, indicating just the overall development, and just poking fun at this series so far. Such as this image of Dev 6 talking to Dev 4, saying there he is, among, with a good old-fashioned Among Us meme. So if you're at all interested in checking out this version, I highly encourage you to do so. Other than that, this is really all the time I have to dedicate towards this version of Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek at specifically what all the features are within the game. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to really sit down and go through a server, so I apologize quite heavily for that. There are servers available though, so if you're playing on your own, check online to see if there are servers available for this particular version. I have seen screenshots and footage from people playing on those versions, so I know that they do exist. So when you can, I would check this out. Check out the ARG. This is our main video if you have not already. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and having this good sneak peek at the Minecraft Lilypad experimental branch version coming from the Minecraft 1.0.16.05. ARG, once again, if you haven't watched the main SinisterHeart video, I'd recommend doing that, as it'll give a lot of context for what it is we're looking at right now, including a lot of features that we have not been able to see, some scary elements that we do not have present in the base version, and to give some lore for this version as well. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.